focus on my brake lights. Ain't turning back, now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word from it, put a couple bands on it, and I don't plan on letting people turn me, no. You can say what you want, I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that thing like I'm feeling green, right? Talking to my past like focus on my brake lights.
Hello, welcome to Breaking the Silence. And for those of you who are just watching us for the first time, or maybe just listening for us for the first time, then we do want to introduce ourselves. Maybe, you've been doing this on your channel list, and then you just saw three ladies up on your screen, and you're kind of curious what they have to bring to you. So today, we're going to introduce ourselves first and break down what we're going to be talking about in the show.
Right.
So let me introduce myself. My name is Angelique.
I'm Nori.
I'm Shaitia.
And this is Breaking the Silence. So this can be your new favorite talk show.
Yes.
And if not, you're still deciding, you're still skeptical, you're still figuring it out if you're gonna like it or not. Well, let me break down to you what we're gonna be talking about today. We have two topics that we're gonna be speaking about, but our first one will be Mom-Fluencer, mom influencers.
Yes.
And this has become a job for many mothers.
It has.
So we're going to be talking about the risk, we're going to be talking about the benefits, and how it impacts, the family life, the children, and even, how the mom can actually balance her family and also her career. And if you do have some thoughts about that, you're kind of like already heated up because you do have some strong opinions, then I want you to stay tuned for that segment. We also have female friendships that we're going to be talking about today. So the value of friendships.
Am I your friend?
Yes, of course. We're friends here.
Yes, we're all friends.
Okay,
that's enough. Oh, no, that's enough. Not enough drama. Okay, and we also have focal point because love is in the air, and we are going to give you some tips on how you can celebrate that special day with your loved ones. And I know that's a lot to take in. A lot.
Digest it.
To process.
Prepare yourself.
So we are going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Having low income can mean making tough choices. Choosing between paying for food or medication or a place to live is a reality for many people. Do you know someone who could use some extra help? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. SSI is money you can use to help pay for basic needs, like putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, paying the rent. It can mean new shoes for growing feet or help with medical needs. Call 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSI to schedule an appointment or start to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to bed.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
Justification that comes with any addiction.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
But as you mature, you have to be with someone who matures with you.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
You probably cannot wait for our first topic of the day, but hold on, because we have our question of the day, and Breaking the Silence is not the same without our question of the day. So let's pull up our question for you, and we are gonna be right back with our first topic. So our question for you today: what's the silliest thing you believed when you were a kid? I hear some laughs and some giggles. Just by thinking about it, you're just like, And what is yours? Probably until today, you believe it. You're now an adult, but you still believe it. But what is the silliest thing you believe when you were a kid? And we have our QR code that you can scan, and that's gonna pop up on your screen. And once you scan that, it's going to our Instagram page as BreakingTheSilence_talk show. Okay, so that's question of the day, but let's go on to our first topic, which is mom influencers. And as mentioned in the beginning of the show, now it has become a job. It has actually become something that's a source of income. However, there are some, and I wouldn't even say, just benefits, but there's also some risk on having to go to this field. So we're going to be talking about that, and also the impact that it may cause to family and to children.
And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about, because it raises ethical questions, it raises concerns, and so many things that it entails, because on one side it can be good, but it also has its downside when it comes to the well-being of like the kids and stuff.
Exactly. So we're gonna be looking at the potential risks, the benefits, but also different perspectives. Because sometimes you see things from maybe the mom's point of view or the child's point of view. So we're kind of gonna look at both points of view, so that way we can have well-rounded perspective of it.
Yes, we don't want to be just on one side.
Exactly.
Okay, so mom influencers have actually, again, gained significant influence, and they actually often build a large following. So if you go to different social platforms, you will see that, mom influencers with family, they give some tips, parenting tips, even like first-time moms, they have large following, and they give experiences of, motherhood. And of course, like if you're a new mom, you would want to have some tips, you would want to know how to do this and that, and where do you go? If now, especially now, you Google everything, and with the rise of mom influencers, you go there, with the intention to really help your newborn child. But what is the impact of that? When you have such a huge following, everybody could see the content, everybody could see what you're putting out there in the internet. A lot of impact as well as causing to your kids and also the family.
It's like a community support. If you have any questions, you have any doubts, you would go and to that person who you're following to know tips and all of these things regarding, life overall, regarding children. There's people who do it throughout their process of pregnancy, then after birth, and then later on down the line. You see all of these things. So people look at it as a source of support, community support, where one can help the other, and, vice versa. So, that's one of the benefits of it. So it is good in that sense. But like we said earlier, there are other risks to it.
And I don't want to be Debbie Downer.
Too late.
Exactly.
Negative Nancy.
But one of the risks is, the age of consent. Because a lot of times you see that the mom is, dealing with babies or children who don't really properly understand the situation, the scenario, or, maybe in the beginning it's cute, it's something nice, but then as they get older, what if they get embarrassed by that video that's going to be out there forever? So that's like a negative impact on it, because you don't know how that child is going to feel about that video in the future. And as an adult, you know what you're getting yourself into, you can make that conscious decision. But I think of all of the videos we see, a while ago we had where the children didn't know their social, and the parents were putting them on blast, oh, you don't know this, you don't know your DOB, things like that. And they're not giving consent really, because if your mom is recording the video, they're not saying like, hey mom, you can't put that out there because it's their mom. So it's like, how do you work with that, like that age of consent? What is the right age of consent for the child?
Yeah, and when it comes to that, can a child really truly give consent? I mean, in the beginning, it might be cute. It might be, you know, very heartwarming. People might laugh, people might love it. But it comes a point where, you know, it can do more harm than good to that child, because you have to understand that that child soon is going to be going to school. You have to understand that that child, you know, you're opening the doors for that child to potentially be bullied or to be talked about or to face all these unnecessary pressures from society, from social media, from online, you know, or even to become targets for predators out there, you know, in the innocence of, or wanting to show or wanting to, you know, help others. We might end up putting our children at risk. So we need to be careful with that.
Yeah, and you've mentioned this, Nori, that it can be a community and a support, you know, for women, especially if they're new moms, because you've both spoke about the risk, but there could also be a positive impact to this without putting your children, you know, their face, their information online, because you could still give some tips without putting your children's face on the camera, you know? You can still give what your experience is without having to put their information or even their entire journey of, you know, their newborn and now they're 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, because this could be like, again, a source of income, clickbait, right? And you have more views and this and that, but also, again, the privacy, like what is the value of that, like privacy of your kids, because again, there is a risk of exploitation, the risk of actually with your privacy, breaching that privacy. There are a lot of concerns about security of your kids, especially imagine you're a newborn child and then it's nowadays, especially with the modern technology, they can just get that snap of your kid's face and then you could just deep fakes, you know, we have this technology, so it's really important what you put out on the internet.
And you know, as you was mentioning that, I was thinking of one YouTuber. Her name is, I think, like Oblong or something like that. She doesn't even use her real name, like she has her face, but her children's is, you only hear their voice. Like you've never seen a picture of her children, and you'll see like their hands or things like that, but you'll never see them directly. And that's her way, by her not giving her real name and by her not showing their face, that's her way to protect her family. Even though she's in a public like setting, she's still making that room to protect her family.
You know, and going towards like the financial aspect of it, it is good in the sense that you can be able to be home. You can be able to be home to raise your children, to, you know, be that person that they're around constantly. You can do whatever it is you need to do, and at the same time, you know, you are bringing in the income. At the same time, you know, you're putting food on the table, you're doing all of these great things. It's good, but you also have to have that balance in the sense that, okay, what is it exactly that my child wants? Because as children, in your mind, it's like, oh, well, you know what, it's fine. You know, this is good. We're helping other people. We're getting income and, you know, everything is fine. But what about that child? Because up until a certain age, a child is able to voice whether they want something or not, you know, and if we don't have them have their proper consent or really explain to them, you know, what is it exactly that that is happening, that is going on, that can also be a downside.
Yeah.
Not only for the child, but also for the parent as well, because we've seen it before. People, you know, they're exposing their life, you know, a life in Tia's, you know, a day in Tia's life with her 7 kids or something.
7?
You know, but at the same time, what about the children?
Exactly.
What about what they want? Sometimes they're subjected to do, and let's be honest, let's be real, sometimes they're subjected to do things or to appear when they really don't want to. And that right there is affecting them emotionally, is affecting them mentally, because they really don't want to do it. We're not taking into consideration what exactly.
And, you know, as you're saying that, I was also thinking that's why it's important as the child get older, the parents really sit down and kind of explain, like, oh, this is what mommy does. You know, I have the videos of us cooking together, or cleaning together, or this or that. Like, would you like to be in the videos? Would you like not to be in the videos? That way, as the child gets older, they know, no, this is outside. You know, this video of me is outside. People will be able to see this. And I think also as well for parents not to, I mean, everybody watches like the funny videos, but they need to think about that as well, because they are online forever. It's not like, even if you try to take it down, once it's out there, there's no taking it back. So really think about like the future of your child when they're going before work or job interviews, things like that. That video is gonna be there for everybody to see.
Exactly. Because even that, they could trace that, you know, they could trace it. And we've seen and we've heard like actual opportunities that was given to them as an adult, but because it was traced back of what they put in social media, or maybe even a video from 10 years ago, actually impeded them from getting that good opportunity. But how do we protect children in this digital age? Maybe one of them is to limit the information that you're putting online. For example, the actual school that your kids go to, or even the daily routine, because you know how predators are. They observe, and once you put that daily routine, okay, this is the routine of my kids. We prepare breakfast, and then I drop them to school. I pick them up. She goes to this extracurricular activity, and this and that, and you actually detail everything in that video. You know, a lot of online predators would actually know where you're going, and you don't know what you're actually doing for the safety of your kids. So limit information, and as you said, that YouTuber, they, you know, blur or not even put exact information online. So that is one thing. You can still generate income. You could still be, you know, a good source of support without exposing your child.
And also inform, like keep the child in the loop as well. When it comes to decision making, you know, count them in. Don't just say, hey, you know what, we're gonna do this video because, you know, we're gonna help people or we need to make some money or whatever. Involve your child in the decision making as well to see if they feel comfortable with it or not. And if not, then, you know, we have to respect that, because again, it's not about the money, it's not about none of these things, but it's about your relationship, first of all, with your child. Is about their safety, is about all of these things that are going to keep you and your loved ones safe. Because when it comes to social media, y'all already know people can be ruthless. You know, it can go both ways. It can go very well where you have millions of viewers, but it can also, in a blink of an eye, it can go south to the point where you're tainted. You're tainted for life. Your child is tainted for life. They see your child wants to excel, wants to do great things, and then they're gonna be like, aren't you such and such child? And it's like they lose opportunities, like Angelique said earlier. So we just need to kind of, you know, think about all those, consider all of those things when we...
As well, set clear boundaries, you know, put things that are age appropriate for children, you know, be careful what you put, and have that in mind, like what boundaries, like, okay, even though everybody else is doing this, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put my child in this place. I'm not gonna allow my child to dress like this or do this, or I'm not even gonna show my child on this, you know, this video. Like, I don't need to show my children for them to know that I'm a mom. Like, I can do other things to show, like, I'm a mom, this is what I do, without having to even include them.
That is and so this true. Also goes to show with the ethical implications of it as well. Because again, we have internet exploding nowadays. It's like rising, and we don't know what's behind the screen. So we have to be really protective of our children, especially that, you know, you see them vulnerable, you see them that they cannot protect themselves. And if you're someone who's actually being a tool to, you know, put them out there instead of actually protecting them, that could be like something that you could be a concern if you still want to go through this or not. But again, you can still gain profit, but with without exposing your family or children's information. So, mom influencers, you could be a community of support. You can be someone who could give tips and tricks to new moms out there, or even someone who's a mother for, years and years, but having, problems with their children, but also make sure that you're protecting your own family. But right now, we're gonna go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Human trafficking is slavery.
And it happens all over America.
Any child, any woman, any man could potentially become a victim of human trafficking.
I am a victim of labor trafficking.
I was victim of child sex trafficking, but now I own my body.
Human trafficking is any kind of forced labor.
It can happen to anybody.
I am a mother.
I am an author.
I am a son.
I'm an advocate.
I am an educator.
I'm a sister.
I am a brother.
I'm so much more than what happened to me.
I am strong.
I am brave.
I am outspoken.
I am compassionate.
I am a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor of human trafficking.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Love is in the air, and for Focal Point today, we are going to give you some places and also some activities that you can do to experience it with your loved ones. Whether you're celebrating it with a loved one or a family or maybe even yourself, you can still enjoy and actually take that time to really recuperate, maybe if it's for yourself, or enjoy that bonding moment with your loved one.
All right, and that's exactly what we're going to be diving into. I mean, when it comes to Valentine's Day, listen, I think Valentine's should be every day if you have a partner, but that's fine, that's fine. I guess we like to go a little extra when Valentine's Day is approaching. So, whatever you can, or do something different, in their area, in your community. There's so many places that you can go and try different things, especially if you're not that type to always go out and explore and stuff like that. So it's going to be good.
Yeah,
different.
That's the whole point of this Focal Point, is to kind of give you some different ideas, from Cupid runs to love heart-shaped pizzas, which is different, because you're used to like chocolate. You're used to, but imagine
flowers,
like receiving a heart-shaped pizza for people like me who love food. Different types of ideas will help you.
Yes, so you talked about the Cupid Run, and this is actually happening in Houston, Texas at Eleanor Tinsley Park. So if you want, to actually sweat it out, right, and you want to get active and, okay, this is the time where we're gonna be killing two birds with one stone. So we're celebrating with a loved one, but also exercising, working it out. So it's going to be a Valentine's Cupid Run. Again, that is going to be in Houston, Texas, Eleanor Tinsley Park. So I think you can actually, sign up. So you can even visit a website that you can have more information about it. And you still have a few more days to actually know the information for this run.
So listen, whether you a seasoned marathoner, you run like crazy, or you're just a beginner, or you're just walk and stroll, this is something you can definitely consider. Because at the same time, maybe not running, but at least maybe walking, you kind of can talk throughout the walk. Ask each other questions. What is it that you like, that you don't like? What is that you would like for me to change? And just use that time to bond and kind of, you know, just to, I don't know, just create that stronger bond between each other.
Yeah, that's nice. And for if you want something too, you know, you have romance on the water. So if you are in Florida, so southern Florida, you can go to Lake Eloa Park in Orlando for a charming swan boat ride.
Wow.
It is truly a iconic experience, especially for sharing the moments with a loved one. Look how beautiful that looks.
Oh my
and you just sit there on the, you know, the little swan, and you're relaxing and just enjoying it. And as you say, you can have your conversation. You know, you're not sweaty, you're not out of breath.
Can I interrupt you though? I mean, it looks wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but the pedaling just killed me.
Oh yeah, let them pedal.
You don't have to do too much.
If my husband do all the pedaling,
take your time.
I'll just sit back and relax on that. I mean, so, that is
and
nice.
And then imagine taking a picture there on
the scenery
that is
is
so
very
beautiful.
nice. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So those of
That's
y'all
one
who are
thing
in
that we
Florida,
can consider.
that's something you definitely want to try out for this Valentine's.
Yes, but for those who are foodies out there, yeah, we got some for you as well.
Yes.
So we talked about the chocolates, it's a common thing, but what about a heart-shaped pizza?
That is
so
nice.
this is available in Ruby Rosa, and this is in New York City. So actually on Valentine's Day, they have this special heart-shaped pizza pie, and it's actually a New York City favorite, and it's perfect for that day. You know, it's something different.
Look at that.
And they probably have some special flavors as well added in that pizza.
Yeah, and I think being a New Yorker, this is completely New York.
Only in New York.
We love pizza.
Yeah, that is definitely something nice that you want to do, that you want to consider. This Valentine's Day, it is something different, you know, something out of the norm, out of the norm. So, and we also have love in the city, even the bustling time, you know, the bustles of Times Square. Oh, look at that. Yes, that's also in New York City. Times Square gets into the Valentine's Day spirit. So join the Love Festival at Duffy Square. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at all those people all happy, proposing and stuff. So you might want to hint your boyfriend, you know, you might want to book a trip out of the blue to, you know, Duffy Square in New York and just enjoy, because this is really nice, you know. Make a statement, you know, go out with a bang this Valentine's Day. That is nice. That is really, really nice.
Yeah,
I love that.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And something different.
Yeah.
You know, instead of staying in or being out, you can just be around with everybody, you know.
Exactly.
And if you don't like the hustle and bustle of New York, we got you, okay? So there on February 11th, Tanika Farms and Iving offers a wonderful farm-to-table experience for couples, complete with chocolate-covered strawberries, a wagon ride, and live music. They will also have a cookout earlier that day and have kid-friendly activities.
Look at that.
You know, so it's not something that's just for partners, but you can take your whole entire family, you know, pick fresh strawberries, have the wagon ride, and it's not something, you know, too busy, too hectic, but it's just chill. It's nice, and you get to enjoy nature with it, which I think is so cool. You know, because it's not just you alone, or as you know, okay, you get ready, you go to a fancy restaurant, you dress up, but then that's it. You know, so something different for you to try.
Yeah, definitely. I love that one.
Yeah, these are definitely something that is so different than the usual dine in and out. So, ladies, you have some plans for?
There's some suggestions for you.
Yeah,
you know, give a hint to your boyfriend.
Yeah, you know, if you're somebody like, okay, I'm so tired already. I already know where we're gonna go, where we're gonna eat.
The flowers are gonna come at this time.
And what is so cool about all of these things is like it meets, you know, different criterias. Like, for example, if you're into exercising, you are that type of person that you love to run, hey, go for that run, go for that walk with your partner, your loved one, your family, your children, whoever it is. You know, if maybe you just doing Valentine's solo, but you have your little ones, you have your son, your daughter, your children, hey, go out there and go on that ride, do some like the do-it-yourself chocolate dipping thing with the strawberries and whatnot. So, you know, there's different categories and there's so many different things that you want to do. If you want to hint your boyfriend that you want that ring on your finger, then you might want to go to New York, you know, maybe plan a trip to New York. You know, you never know, he might pop the question. Yeah, so there's so many different things that you can do for this Valentine's Day.
Exactly, it's really nice and creative, you know, because if you're going to be with your partner forever, you don't want to have the same routine. You want to keep doing different things, you know, be creative to keep that love in the air.
Yeah, that spice, you know.
Oh, you see what she said?
That's spice. Spark.
Right, so y'all hit
to keep the spark.
She's gonna help you out with that.
No, you meant exactly.
Put some spice in that food to get it a little, you know, sparky and spicy. Anyway, so we're gonna keep it at that, and we're gonna go on a quick break, and we'll be right back.
We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
The Universal Church Online is here for you. You can find us now at our new URL, universalusa.org. New name, same website, and the same faith to encourage and build you up. For those who want to securely sow their seed online, find our Secure Give tab on the homepage. And for those who want to visit a Universal Church in person for powerful messages and prayers to change your life, click on our Location tab to find a Universal Church anywhere in the country. If you need online counseling, trained pastors will always be a click away to offer free counseling for any spiritual needs you may have. Our site also contains a variety of Universal Church blogs, the Chain of Prayer information, Unisocial Outreach news, and our ULFN TV channel live stream and schedule, which airs 24 hours a day. Visit us now at universalusa.org.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Let's start time for dinner.
Oh, it's really good.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Real women, real talk. Breaking the silence is where it all goes down. Let's connect and empower together.
Breaking the silence is back. Let's keep the conversation going.
Love is in the air, but also we're celebrating the power of female friendships. So it's not only about romantic relationships, but how we can actually connect and celebrate that power of actually connecting with a female friend.
You know, from laughter to tears, it's just good to have that good, you know, female friendship support, no matter the time, no matter, you know, the age. It's just wonderful to have that, to have that bond with female friends.
And you know, there's different types of friendships. You know, everybody thinks it's just the besties. But there's different types of friendships that we're gonna go into more details about because we need friends. It's beneficial for our well-being. So we're also gonna talk about the benefits of having female friends.
Yeah, and as you said, you know, that stands for support. It stands for community. It stands for connection. Because imagine yourself, you know, when you're going through something and you need that upliftment, you need that encouragement, you need that advice, you have that friend of yours, whether you said maybe it's a besties, or maybe it's like at work, or maybe it's something like you went somewhere, it's an acquaintance or something, then you do have that person to uplift you.
You know, and even if it's that childhood friend that, you know, since y'all was in diapers, you know, y'all just been running up on each other, doing a whole bunch of stuff, having your bad moments, your good moments together. You know, that's one of the friendships, you know, the childhood friendships. You know each other since diapers, you've seen each other's struggles, you've helped each other out, you've been, you know, you've been that one to, you know, plan trips together or, I don't know, get into fights together. Like, listen, you beefing with somebody, I got your back. Like, we gonna do this together, you know. I mean, listen, growing up, that's how it used to be. Like, listen, no, you ain't touching my bestie, you know? So, I mean, that's one of the friendships that we have.
And you know, it's an important study that actually happened. So there's a study that's shown that women with strong social connections tend to live longer and healthier lives. So this was published by the Mayo Clinic in 2010, and they found that strong social relationships were associated with a 50% increase of likelihood survival. So it even shows us like how our friends can help support us, you know, boost our self-esteem, you know, because when you have those moments where you're like, oh, I don't know, does this look good? And you, girl, stop playing, you know you look good, like don't worry about, you know, yeah, it's true, you know, so that shows the importance of having a female friend.
And now we're gonna go to different types of friendships. Lifelong friends, like as Nora was saying, childhood could be a lifelong friend. You've known each other for years and you've shared significant phases of your life, from going to school together, middle school, high school, and now even, you know, college. You see how like the difficulties of college, and then starting to date, and then getting married, having children. So those are like lifelong friends you've known since forever. And then we also have close confidants, which you can confide in and actually share your deepest secrets. You know that they're going to be there for you. You know that they're going to tell you the truth on your face if this is something that you can take a path on or not. So those are people that you can actually confide in. Another thing is casual friends, where you enjoy spending time with them, sharing common interests as well, and you know, have some laughs here and there. You can jog together with them like this, work out together, maybe go for a brunch or something. So those are casual friends. And work friends, where you can connect at work, and then you know that sometimes you're having like a bad time in your career, and then you don't want to be by yourself on that. So you have those people who could actually give you some tips on how you could even further your career. So we have different types, and when you do have like those connections differently, you know, it can help you and support you in different areas of your life, whether that's personal, whether that's work, whether that's even in your health. It could help you because, as you said, in your health, it actually likelihood of survival 50%, right? So imagine the 50%.
That's how good. That's how good it is to you. That's how good it is for your mental state. That's how good it is for your emotional state. And we do have a screen of why is it so important to have friendship. You know, it sharpens your mind.
Yeah, they remind you what you're forgetting.
I like that that's the first one. Was that an indirect for me? Okay. They sharpen your mind. They can help keep you fit and healthy. It is so true.
They help you go to
They improve your quality of life, because let me tell you, they could make you laugh till you cry.
Yeah.
They've got your back 100%, and they're your hype man. Look at that. I would definitely be someone's hype man, because I just be a little too much sometimes. But that's why it's so good to have that friendship where you guys can be able to just be you. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, what phase or headspace you're in. You feel that comfortable that you can be who you are, whether you're angry, whether you're upset, whether you're bitter, whether you're all of these things, because in life you go through all of these types of phases, but you have that friend that's gonna hold you accountable. You have that friend that is gonna sit you down. You have that friend that is always gonna keep it 100 with you. It's always good to have that friend, because like we were saying and sharing, it is just so good. It's so good to know that you can be yourself, you can be going through problems and struggles, and you have that person that you can share it with, and they're not gonna judge you. They're not going to sugarcoat anything for you, but they're gonna be there to always keep it real with you.
Exactly.
I like that.
And you know, there's some physical side effects that happens with friendships as well. So friend or foe. So it shows that it can help have a positive impact on cardiovascular system, neuroendocrine system, immune system, and inflammatory process.
Look at
so
that.
even you not even realizing it, you know, it's healthy for your heart, for your mind. It's practically healthy for every area of your body.
That is
so that
good.
shows the importance of having a friend. And you know, I think about me and my husband, you know, like I need someone to talk to. You know, I need someone to, like, if I'm going through something, I have to talk about it. I can't just hold it in. You know, I can't just be like, oh, okay, let me take this to myself. Let me keep it to myself. But him, on the other hand, he don't really need that support, that person that he can talk to. You know, so when I go to, like, I'm going through something, I can go to my friend. I can be like, listen, this happened. Like, what do I do? You know, they're more patient women. We're more patient with each other. So we'll sit and we'll listen and we'll talk for hours. Sometimes when you go to your spouse or your partner, they don't have time to talk to you, or maybe it's been a long day.
You're like, okay,
you know, it's like, just get to the point. What do you want? It's like, I don't want you to do nothing. Just listen. Like, what? No, get away. So, you know, you see the difference of a friend versus like maybe that spouse or that partner all the time.
You know, having that female friend is also good, because they go through what you're going through, what you've experienced, and maybe you're going through something that you're kind of like, I don't know what's going on, you know, this is happening to me, and they're like, oh girl, listen, that's nothing, that happened to me, I went through it, listen, this is what you gotta do, you gotta do this, that, and the other, and you're like, oh my goodness, girl, you just saved my life, because girl, I was struggling. So you know, we understand each other, we speak each other's languages, like we know whenever we're being a little too much, and I'm like, listen, just bring it down a notch, okay? Let's compose ourselves and get it together. It's gonna be all right. We have that type of connection and understanding, so that's why it's also good and important.
Yeah, but how do we nurture our friendships, right? Making time. And I know that now with the hustle and bustle, it can be really hard to make time, but you know, with everything that we prioritize, with everything that's important for us, we make time. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna make time like the whole day. Not necessarily. Maybe, especially if you are in the same location, or maybe you can have that time together. Maybe just take coffee together, or maybe brunch, or you can even like spend time with them, maybe with a workout or exercise, or doing something that would actually make them even feel that, okay, you are spending time with your friend. If they are not, for example, they're not in the same location, what you can do is to stay connected with them. Staying connected, either calling them or texting them, because it could be really hard for you to be able to connect with that.
This is how you know the friendship is real.
Yeah.
Because Angelique's talking, and she's giving the examples.
Yes.
And one of the examples that popped up in my head is like the 10,000 reels you send your best friend. And I was just looking at Tia because we do that to each other. Like in a day, we will send a whole bunch of reels to each other. Or sometimes, you know, your connection with that friend is so strong that y'all could just be sitting next to each other and not say a word.
And you can
or even be on the phone with each other, and like you're cooking and cleaning and moving around, and that person's moving around.
That alone is just soothing and calming, because I don't know, it's just that connection about it. Or like if y'all being a mess together, just cracking up like nothing, like, you know, y'all ain't got no sense. Like some reels that I've seen, like, listen, if we not laughing this hard, then I don't want this. I don't want this friendship, you know. But that's how much of a strong connection, a strong bond it is to have, you know, when it comes to female friendships. Because like I said, when it comes to crying, when it comes to sharing, you know, these deep moments and stuff, like we can really feel it and connect and really help each other out. So I just love it. I love it a lot. Like Angelique was giving these things and I was just, I just started laughing. Yeah. So I was just remembering.
I was laughing at something totally different, but I was laughing because when she mentioned workout, like motivating each other to work out, I was like, 9 times out of 10, you're not motivating your friend to work out. And I thought of a reel of like these 2 friends. They're like, we're gonna go on a diet. Yeah, let's eat together. And then they're like, oh girl, I ain't have chicken in like a week, but they're eating like fried chicken. And the other one is doing the same exact thing. But it's like they're trying to motivate the other person. But it's like when you're best friends, you already know, like, yeah, she's not. So I was laughing at that. Yeah. But it shows the importance of, again, staying connected, making sure you're there for that person, to be a shoulder for that person to cry on, you know, just to have that support. Like if I'm going through something, at least I know like who I can turn to. Because as you said, like some people, you know, you might not even think that they will be so close to you as they are. Right. You know, so it's like as time passes, you start to see the relationship change, the friendship develop, as long as both are making an effort to make it work. You know, like maybe you start off like work friends and then you be casual friends, and then next thing you know, you besties for life.
Yeah, you never know what kind of relationships you'll have when you meet new people. So always be, you know, open for that connection, open for, you know, new friends that you may wanted to form in the future, right? But right now, we are going to our question of the day. I know you've been asking or you've been longing for the answers. So let's switch gears a little bit and let's go to our question of the day. Okay, so let's pull up our question. If this is, you know, you're just tuning in and you haven't read our question of the day. So that is, what's the silliest thing you believed when you were a kid? And we have some responses from all of you. And let's read our first one. From Viviana. I thought when people said belly buttons fed babies, it meant women were opening up their belly buttons and literally shaving chicken legs or whatever in there. Wow, you got a very great imagination.
Okay, I mean, listen.
That is a vivid imagination.
Your imagination was great. Okay.
Viviana.
Wow. Okay. All right, thanks for that, Viviana. We do have our next comment, which is from Elise. That don't drink and drive applied.
This was a good one.
This applied to any drink.
You're like, you're drinking water. You can't drink water while you're driving.
In the world?
Wow.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to. We listen
and we don't judge. Okay. Let's keep that in mind for Nori's. We have our next one, which is from Robin. My dad had a car with 2 gas tanks. He convinced us that when he flipped the switch to change tanks, he was actually siphoning gas from other cars. Scared the life out of me on the highway. Oh, no. That was me. Why did you do that, Tia?
Oh, goodness. All right. So what about you, Tia?
Me? Okay. I have a couple, but I think one of the main ones is, you know, like that superstition you always hear, like if you step on a crack, you break your mama's back.
Right.
So like I would literally avoid every single crack that I saw because I did not want or those times when my mom made me angry.
Oh my God. Bad child.
But nothing ever happened. So.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What about you, Angelique?
It's the jumping. That it will be, yeah, when you jump on New Year's Eve, that you're gonna be tall. And I still, honestly,
did you jump?
Yes, every New Year's Eve I would do that, and sometimes I would just be like, okay, I don't see any difference, but I'm gonna jump so high so that this year, yes, and it was, yeah.
Did you go taller?
No. No, that's a problem. But I keep believing on it until now. Like sometimes I would be like, maybe let's try
That's not gonna work,
to jump.
girl.
No.
Stop it.
How about you?
Mine's would be, oh goodness, if you didn't have a birthday party, you would stay the same age for a whole nother year. So I remember for my 8th birthday, I never got a birthday party. So I was really 8 and I was telling everyone I was 7.
Oh, because you didn't have a birthday party.
Yes, because I didn't have a birthday party. So yeah, that would be mine. Oh goodness.
Look at the
gracious, that was
silliest
horrible.
things that we believe as a child.
Yeah.
I even have this one when you chew a gum and you swallow it.
It stays inside of you or something like that.
No, it's not a gum. A seed.
Like
a seed is gonna grow.
It's gonna grow out of you.
All right, thank God you switched it up because I was.
Yeah, so that. No, I even like saw one time like a kid, right? And they told him that you swallowed the seed, so now you have to go to the doctors or else the tree is gonna grow.
Oh, no.
And poor boy, because he believed it and he cried and he cried and he cried.
People are so mean.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, my mom, she told me once that I was adopted, but I saw the picture of her like pregnant with me, like my little sister, and I believed like, no, I'm adopted, and she's like, what are you talking about? And it's like just things that they say that you really take like 100% to heart. Like you're like, oh my goodness, really? And they like they just have fun laughing at you because they can't believe you really thought that.
Because you know, as a child, we are very innocent, and we tend to believe everything that we see or hear. So
our imagination is just crazy.
Imagine playing with the innocence of the children. Stop that. But anyways, we're gonna go on a quick break, and we'll be right back.
The show isn't over yet. Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Real women, real talk. Breaking the silence is where stories become connections. Let's break the silence together.
We really had an amazing conversation today, from mom-influencers to focal point for Valentine's Day to actually celebrating friendship. So it was a whole loaded show today.
It really was. A really nice one, too.
Yeah.
And because they love me so much, they consider me so much as a friend, they're going to treat me right after we finish the show. Right, ladies?
No.
Nice try, though, right?
No, I've been seeing some pattern. Every single time, Nori would just say that we're going to be treating her.
Yeah,
and you know what happens?
Treat us.
So, I mean, it was a great show. I know you guys loved
see
it
this?
so much. And y'all can still continue to send in your comments, you know, about anything, about the focal point.
About where Nori should take us.
Yes, for, you know,
Starbucks, a fancy restaurant.
Right?
Yeah,
For lunch
because
or
they're my
brunch.
friends. I consider them.
We'll give you an update. We'll give you an update. However, one more thing that you can actually value friendships is you can watch Kings. You can have that bond together while watching Kings. You know, you can give them what you think about the series, and that airs Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you can't catch it during the weekdays, we have it Saturday, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time as well. So you could be doing both, watching it and also, you know, spending time with your friends and also your loved ones.
There you go. You know, like I'm just gonna get some popcorn and some drinks and just sit with them and watch Kings, you know, because I can't afford for them to be missing any episodes.
No, she tells us every day, did you watch King? You gotta watch it. It's getting good.
She's hooked already.
I am.
So if you're not hooked, then you have an opportunity today because it comes on every single day. But we don't have much more time, so we'll have to say goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.